For years, you've been buying butter, thinking it's one of the safest, most basic products in your kitchen. Every morning, you spread it on your toast, cook with it, and trust it as an essential part of your daily meals. It's something so simple, so reliable, that you never think twice about it. But what if everything you thought you knew about butter was a lie? What if the very product you've been consuming every single day is secretly putting your health in serious danger? The FDA has just issued a massive recall of 64,000 pounds of butter, and the brands you've been buying for years are at the center of this disaster. That's right, 64,000 pounds of butter, potentially contaminated with dangerous bacteria, are being pulled off shelves across the country. This isn't some minor issue. This is a full-blown food safety crisis. You could have a contaminated batch sitting in your fridge right now. That butter you've trusted, the brands you've always relied on, are now directly linked to a health risk that could affect you and your loved ones. These brands were supposed to be safe, but now they could be hiding a deadly secret that you have a right to know about. The question is, how long have these brands been getting away with this? How many times have you unknowingly eaten food that wasn't safe? And now, what does this massive recall mean for you, the consumer who thought butter was a harmless, everyday product? This is Discover USA Collapse, and we're uncovering the truth behind this shocking recall that's shaking the very foundation of the food industry. Stay tuned, because what we're about to reveal could completely change the way you look at every trip to the grocery store from here on out. You don't want to miss this. Number 1. Land O'Lakes. When you think of butter, Land O'Lakes is likely the first brand that pops into your mind. It's iconic, reliable, and for many, it's the butter of choice that's been passed down through generations. From the golden yellow packaging to its creamy texture, it's a product that has dominated grocery store shelves for decades. Land O'Lakes has become a staple in kitchens across America, trusted by home cooks, professional chefs, and families alike. You've probably used it to make your morning toast, bake a pie, or sauté vegetables, never once questioning its safety. But now, that trust has been shattered. The FDA has recently issued a massive recall, pulling 64,000 pounds of Land O'Lakes butter from store shelves due to contamination with Listeria monocytogenes, a deadly bacteria that can cause severe illness. This isn't just some minor, inconsequential issue. This is a serious, life-threatening food safety risk. Listeria is particularly dangerous for pregnant women, older adults, and those with weakened immune systems, and the impact can be devastating. For people who thought they were feeding their families a safe, everyday food, this news is a wake-up call. Imagine biting into a piece of toast, using it in your cooking, or spreading it on your pancakes, completely unaware that it might be putting you or your loved ones in harm's way. It's a scary thought, isn't it? But what makes this even worse is that this isn't the first time Land O'Lakes has faced scrutiny. Over the years, the brand has been involved in other recalls, but this one, involving 64,000 pounds of potentially contaminated butter, is on an entirely different scale. It's making people wonder, how could a brand that's been in our homes for so long, trusted by millions, become part of something so dangerous? The recall is affecting thousands of packages nationwide, and the ripple effect is far-reaching. Consumers everywhere are now questioning whether their favorite butter brands are truly safe. How many times have we all reached for something off the shelf, assuming it's fine, only to find out later that it's part of a huge health risk? If you've purchased Land O'Lakes butter recently, it's time to check your fridge and throw out any affected products. You might not even know if the butter you have is part of the recall unless you check, and that's the unsettling reality here. The brand that's been a part of your kitchen for years, the one you've relied on, might now be a serious health threat. This isn't just a small issue. It's a massive warning that we all need to pay attention to. The food industry is full of surprises, but this one is something that could shake your trust in brands you've relied on for years. If Land O'Lakes can be involved in such a dangerous recall, what other brands are you unknowingly trusting? With your health? The truth is, no food product is completely safe from contamination, no matter how familiar it feels. It's time to start paying more attention to what's in your fridge and what's on your plate. Number 2. Kerrygold. Kerrygold has long been regarded as a premium butter brand, known for its rich, creamy texture and golden yellow color. The company, hailing from Ireland, prides itself on producing butter from grass-fed cows, and for many consumers, it's the butter of choice for both everyday use and special occasions. Its distinct flavor and high-quality reputation have made it a favorite among food enthusiasts, chefs, and health-conscious individuals who seek natural, high-quality ingredients. But what if the butter you've trusted for years is not as safe as you think? Just when you thought you were choosing the healthier, more authentic option, Kerrygold has found itself at the center of a significant food safety issue. The brand, once synonymous with quality, is now included in the massive FDA recall that has affected 64,000 pounds of butter across the nation. The recall specifically involves the Kerrygold butter in certain packages that were found to be contaminated with Listeria monocytogenes, a dangerous bacteria that can lead to serious foodborne illness. Listeria is notorious for causing infections, especially in those who are most vulnerable: pregnant women, the elderly, and individuals with weakened immune systems. This contamination could potentially lead to severe health consequences, including life-threatening conditions. Imagine being someone who's trusted Kerrygold's high-quality, grass-fed butter for all their culinary needs, only to find out that it could be carrying a deadly risk. What's worse, the recall affects thousands of products that are already on store shelves and in consumers' homes, posing a huge problem for families across the country. Consumers who purchased Kerrygold butter in the past few months may have no idea whether the product they're holding is safe or not. The situation is made all the more alarming by the fact that Kerrygold has built such a strong reputation for quality. So how could this happen to a brand that's considered a premium product? For many people, the thought of eating or cooking with Kerrygold butter was never questioned, as it was seen as a healthier, safer choice compared to cheaper alternatives. But the harsh reality now is that no butter, regardless of its price or reputation, is exempt from contamination risks. This recall is proof that even the most trusted names in the food industry can fail consumers when it comes to safety. Kerrygold. Butter, which was previously associated with purity and high standards, now faces the fallout of a crisis that will challenge its once solid reputation. For those who've relied on it for years, this is a harsh blow to the trust they had in the brand. And just like Land O'Lakes, Kerrygold is another wake-up call that consumers need to be more vigilant about what they buy, no matter how familiar or well-loved the product may be. Kerrygold, once considered a safer bet for health-conscious individuals, is now part of this massive recall, reminding us all that no food product is completely immune from contamination. With this recall, it's clear that the line between what's safe and what's risky is blurrier than ever. If you have Kerrygold butter sitting in your kitchen right now, it's time to check your labels and toss out any affected products. Your health is worth more than the comfort of familiarity. Number 3. Organic Valley. When you think about Organic Valley, the first thing that comes to mind is likely its commitment to quality and organic farming practices. Known for producing butter made from the milk of cows raised on organic feed, Organic Valley has positioned itself as a healthier, environmentally conscious alternative to conventional butter brands. Their butter, which is widely praised for its creamy texture and rich flavor, has earned a loyal following, especially among those who prioritize organic and natural foods. It's a brand that promises pure ingredients, and for many, it has been the go-to option for a more sustainable and healthier choice when it comes to butter. But the recent recall of 64,000 pounds of butter, which includes Organic Valley products, is shaking the very foundation of what consumers thought they knew about this organic brand. The FDA has found that certain batches of Organic Valley butter have been contaminated with Listeria monocytogenes, the same dangerous bacteria responsible for other recalls in this crisis. This bacteria can cause serious illness, particularly among vulnerable groups such as pregnant women, elderly people, and those with weakened immune systems. Listeria infection can lead to severe health problems, including miscarriage, premature delivery, and even death in the most extreme cases. While Organic Valley has prided itself on being a cleaner, safer choice for consumers, the presence of such a harmful bacteria in its butter shows that even products labeled as organic or pure are not immune to contamination. What makes this even more concerning is that Organic Valley has marketed itself as a brand that stands for higher standards. The very foundation of its appeal to consumers is the notion that it offers better quality, free from the chemicals and practices of conventional farming. To learn that this brand, known for its organic promise, is now part of a recall involving potentially hazardous products is deeply troubling. It raises a serious question. How much can we trust the so-called premium products in our grocery stores? If even an organic brand like Organic Valley can be implicated in a recall of such magnitude, how can consumers know which brands are truly safe to buy? If you've bought Organic Valley butter recently, it's crucial to check the recall list and see if your batch is affected. Many consumers are now questioning their choices, wondering how something so trusted could end up being part of a dangerous recall. This is a reminder that the labels we trust may not always tell the full story, and that even the products marketed as clean and pure can sometimes fall short of the standards we expect. For those who believe that organic butter was a safer, healthier option, this recall is a harsh lesson in the unpredictable nature of food safety. Organic Valley, once considered a safer and cleaner choice for families, is now facing the reality of contamination, proving that no food is truly risk-free. If you have Organic Valley butter in your kitchen, it's time to double-check and make sure you're not unknowingly exposing yourself or your loved ones to this serious risk. The organic label doesn't always guarantee safety, and this recall proves it. Number 4. President Butter. When you think of butter, President Butter might not be the first name that comes to mind, but it's a brand that has carved out its own loyal following over the years. This French butter, with its rich, velvety texture and slightly salted flavor, has found its place in kitchens around the world. Whether used for cooking, baking, or simply spreading on bread, President Butter has long been seen as a symbol of quality and authenticity, known for its smooth, creamy taste and premium ingredients. With its origins in France, it has built a reputation for craftsmanship, making it a go-to choice for anyone seeking a more refined, upscale butter experience. However, that trusted reputation is now under scrutiny after being included in the massive FDA recall of 64,000 pounds of butter. The recall affects several batches of President Butter due to potential contamination with Listeria monocytogenes, a potentially lethal bacteria that can cause food poisoning. For many consumers, the idea that a brand like President Butter, which prides itself on quality, could be part of such a high-profile recall is a shocking revelation. Listeria is particularly dangerous for pregnant women, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems, with potentially fatal consequences. The mere thought of using President Butter, which was once synonymous with indulgence and premium quality, now raises serious concerns about the safety of what was once an ordinary kitchen staple. What's most alarming about this recall is that President Butter was never viewed as a cheap, mass-produced butter. It has been marketed as a luxurious, high-end option for those who want something more than the typical supermarket brands. The fact that this butter, which was supposed to be a safer, higher quality option, is now included in a recall alongside other brands raises the question, if even premium butter brands like President Butter are vulnerable to contamination, how can consumers trust any brand to be completely safe? The recall of President Butter serves as a wake-up call to consumers who have long relied on this brand for its perceived safety and quality. For those who have enjoyed this butter without question, this recall highlights just how unpredictable the food safety landscape can be. The brands we trust and the products we take for granted can, in the blink of an eye, be involved in something as serious as a health-threatening recall. If you've bought President Butter recently, it's crucial to check your fridge and dispose of any affected batches. This recall is a reminder that no food product, no matter how luxurious or expensive it may seem, is free from the risk of contamination. President Butter was once seen as a symbol of gourmet cooking, but now it's part of a much larger problem that's shaking the foundation of what consumers think they know about food safety. Number 5. Tillamook Butter. Tillamook Butter has earned a reputation for being one of the best butter brands in the US, especially known for its rich flavor and smooth, creamy texture. With its roots in the dairy-rich region of Oregon, Tillamook has long been a favorite of consumers who seek high-quality dairy products made from cows raised on natural, sustainable farms. The brand's commitment to quality and craftsmanship has made it a staple in kitchens across the country, often chosen for its consistency, taste, and the sense of trust it inspires. Tillamook's butter has been used in countless kitchens for years, from everyday family meals to holiday feasts. But now, even this beloved brand is facing serious scrutiny as it becomes part of the massive FDA recall of 64,000 pounds of butter. The recall was issued after Tillamook butter was found to be potentially contaminated with Listeria monocytogenes, a dangerous bacteria that can cause severe illness, especially in vulnerable populations such as pregnant women, the elderly, and those with compromised immune systems. This bacteria can lead to life-threatening conditions, and its presence in a butter brand as well known and trusted as Tillamook is alarming. The recall not only affects a significant amount of product, but it also leaves consumers wondering how safe the food they've been feeding their families really is. Tillamook, a name synonymous with quality, now has to face the fact that it's part of a nationwide safety issue. What's truly disturbing about the inclusion of Tillamook butter in this recall is that it was once considered a safer, higher quality choice compared to many mass-produced butter brands. Tillamook's emphasis on local farming and sustainability made it a top choice for consumers who wanted more than just generic butter. The fact that this premium butter, which has prided itself on natural ingredients and responsible sourcing, has been linked to a bacterial contamination raises serious questions about the consistency of food safety standards, even among brands that seem to promise the best. For those who've trusted Tillamook for years, this recall is a wake-up call. It shows that even brands you've come to rely on for high standards and natural ingredients can still fall victim to foodborne contamination. It's unsettling to think that a product you've been using daily, perhaps without even a second thought, could now be dangerous to your health. If you've purchased Tillamook butter recently, it's time to check your fridge and toss out any affected products. This recall proves that no product, even the ones you trust the most, is completely immune to the risks of contamination. Tillamook, once seen as a premium, safe choice, is now part of a larger problem affecting many of our most beloved butter brands. The question now is, if a trusted brand like Tillamook isn't immune to such a recall, which brands can we truly rely on to protect our health? The answer is becoming less clear by the day. Number 6. Cabot butter. When you think of quality butter, Cabot butter often comes to mind as one of the finest options available. Produced by the Cabot Creamery Cooperative, a well-respected cooperative of dairy farmers from Vermont, Cabot butter has built a reputation over the years for its rich, creamy texture and wholesome, high-quality ingredients. Known for its exceptional flavor, it has become a favorite for consumers who seek a premium butter experience with the added benefit of being made by local, family-owned farms. Many people turn to Cabot butter not only for its taste, but for the ethical and sustainable practices behind the brand. But in the wake of the FDA's massive recall of 64,000 pounds of butter, even this highly regarded brand is now under fire. The recall was issued after certain batches of Cabot butter were found to be contaminated with Listeria monocytogenes, a potentially deadly bacteria that can cause severe food poisoning. For vulnerable populations, including pregnant women, the elderly, and those with compromised immune systems, Listeria can be fatal. This recall, which involves thousands of pounds of Cabot butter distributed across the country, is incredibly unsettling for consumers who have long trusted the brand for its premium quality and commitment to sustainability. What makes this particularly alarming is that Cabot butter has long been associated with high standards, offering a product that was not only flavorful, but also produced under strict ethical guidelines. Cabot's reputation as a cooperative, focusing on local farmers and sustainable practices, made it a brand that many believed could be trusted to provide safe, healthy food. So how did it get caught up in such a large recall? This raises a larger question about how even the most trusted, ethically minded brands can still fall victim to food safety issues. It's a sobering reminder that no product, no matter how premium or ethically sourced, is immune to contamination risks. For those who have used Cabot butter in their kitchens, this recall should prompt you to check your refrigerator and ensure you aren't holding on to any potentially unsafe products. The thought that the butter you've trusted for so long might now be contaminated with a harmful pathogen is unnerving, especially when that butter came from a company known for its commitment to quality. Consumers who have relied on Cabot butter to support their ethical values and high standards now have to face the reality that no brand, not even those with the best intentions, is free from contamination risks. This recall serves as yet another reminder that the food industry is unpredictable, and even the most trusted products can turn out to be dangerous. If you have Cabot butter in your home, it's time to check the recall list and dispose of any affected batches. This is a serious issue, and it's one that no consumer should take lightly. The recent FDA recall of 64,000 pounds of butter has left a deep mark on the food industry, exposing the vulnerability of even the most trusted brands. From Land O'Lakes to Kerrygold, Organic Valley, President, Tillamook, and Cabot. All these companies once stood as pillars of quality and safety in the dairy aisle. Now, they've become part of a troubling wave of contamination that has affected countless consumers, raising questions about the true safety of our food. The brands we've relied on, the ones that prided themselves on providing premium, pure products, have been implicated in a massive food safety crisis that's shaken consumer trust to its core. What's even more alarming is the widespread impact this recall has had. Thousands of affected products are still in homes, refrigerators, and grocery stores across the country. Consumers who thought they were making a safe, health-conscious choice by picking up premium butter are now faced with the horrifying reality that their trusted brands have failed them. If the most well-known and reputable butter brands are at risk of contamination, it's a stark reminder that no food product, no matter how familiar, organic, or premium it may seem, is completely safe. This isn't just about butter anymore. It's a larger issue about the food industry and the safety standards that consumers are supposed to rely on. As you go through your kitchen and check your butter supply, remember that these recalls affect not only your health, but also your trust in the products you purchase. The question now is, how many more recalls will it take before we demand more stringent regulations and transparency in food production? The truth is, the food safety system needs a serious overhaul, and it's up to us as consumers to stay vigilant and demand better. This is Discover USA Collapse, and we'll continue to uncover the stories that affect the safety of what we eat. Keep informed, stay cautious, and always double-check what's in your fridge. Your health is far too important to ignore.